From what I was taught, that the bustle came from the Umaha people, and it was a Hilushka society. They were the warriors of their tribe, and they would do their tail dances. They would wear a bustle. My name is Clayton Shorty Crawford. I'm from the Sisseton Wahpeton Oyate and also the Leech band of Ojibwe. I'm a fancy feather dancer. I go to powwows throughout the summer. I do bustle making, and I also do beadwork. I've been on a powwow trail my whole life. I started dancing as soon as I could walk. My dad would bring us to powwows, and that's the way I grew up, was being around the arena, being in the circle. I create bustles obviously because I'm a fancy dancer. A lot of people ask me to make bustles for them, and I try to help them out the best I can. So for fancy, we wear two bustles, and they're kind of arranged in like a semicircle, whereas traditional dancers, they're more of a full circle bustle that they wear. They wear a single bustle. As far as fancy dance bustles go, it's more or less of a decorative piece on their back. We wear two on our back, one up on our shoulders and one down tied around our waist. So bustles are usually made from hackle feathers tied onto turkey spikes. When I refer to hackle feathers, that's chicken feathers, the saddle hackles. They bleach them and then they dye them in various colors. They got fluorescence. You can get them basically any color. The original ones were made with eagle feathers. So what inspired me to make bustles was seeing my dad making bustles growing up. He would come home from work and he'd sit down at the table and just start tying feathers. And I kind of just picked up on it, watching him and helping him. I was probably about, I would say 7 or 8 when I first started actually tying feathers and helping him when he started asking for help. And I would just sit down there and I'd just watch him and learn. He wouldn't have to tell me anything. I'd just pick it up on my own. So the way I was taught to make bustles was to individually wrap every feather and tie it on and kind of take pride in your work. There's a lot of powwows, especially down south, the original powwows, where if you were even to drop a single hackle, you would just walk off or disqualify yourself from the competition. So that's why I try to make my bustles so that they don't fall apart or nothing breaks on them. So I like to draw my inspiration based off of my beadwork, because that's usually the main thing that you want, is to have sharp-looking beadwork. And the bustles, and then like all the sewing, that's kind of just the finishing touches for everything. But the bustle is the main focal point, so you want those to look good and coordinate with the rest of your outfit. So before I begin anything, I usually say a prayer or smudge myself, smudge the room, clear any kind of negative energy that might be around, might be lingering, something might be bothering me. And it's always good to always have a clear mind when you're working on things. Yeah, so I start with my feathers. I order more than what I think I would need, just because the colors can be just a little bit off if you order from a different dye lot or whatever. After I choose the colors, then I kind of play with them a little bit and rearrange them, decide how I want them to look. And then I decide if I want horsehair, flagging tape, ribbon, if I want them on turkey spikes or eagle feather spikes. It's a process that you have to really think about, because once you make up your mind, there's no real easy way to change it after you start cutting and tying. So for me, the most rewarding part of bustle making is actually seeing the completed project, having someone so happy to wear it, and to just think that you could bring all those feathers, all those pieces from Mother Earth back to life, and to see them dancing in the arena and making other people happy.